the Start Test button. Now you have to click on the Start Test button, after which you would then see a Take Test tab. Now this Take Test tab is only visible within the examination window, meaning that if you log in before or after, you can't see this Take Test button. This Take Test button is only active when you have an active examination. So the moment you click on Take Test, the system will take you through a set of pre-test activities which you must complete before starting the examination. So once you have successfully completed one, the system will navigate you to the next until you've completed all four. You cannot skip any one. All of them are mandatory. And these pre-test activities are done at the beginning of every session. So if you have exams in the morning, it's done. You have to do it before you start your exams in the morning. If you have exams in the afternoon, you have to do that at the beginning of your exam in the afternoon. So it's done at the beginning of every exam. So you're going to have to click on next. Then the first step is the face capture, where you'll be required to take a picture of your face. Now, in capturing your face, you need to ensure that the system can see your face clearly. So no part of your face should be cropped off. The system needs to see the full view of your face. Also, the room where you are needs to be well lit. So the system can also see your face. You can't be in a dark space. The system needs to see your face very clearly. Also, if you wear glasses, you are required to take off the glasses momentarily. So just to capture picture, you will need to take off the glasses. Once you have captured the picture, then you can put on the glasses. So once you are set, you click on next, take picture, and then the system will confirm that the picture that you are taking is satisfactory. And then it will move you to the next step, which is the audio step. In this step, the system is going to check and confirm that the microphone on your system is functional, and also take a short sample of your voice. So you just click on next. And then once you're ready, you click on start recording, then you read out the text displayed on the screen. Now, this step is automatically, meaning that the moment you click on start recording and you read out the text on the screen, your system will automatically detect your voice and microphone and then advance you into the next step. If you have clicked on start recording and nothing is happening, it means that the microphone on that device is faulty. So as I said, you just click on start recording, read out the text, and the system will automatically advance you to the next step. Now, for the next step, you are required to provide your examination docket, and you have two options in terms of providing your examination docket. One, you can upload an e-copy of it. So if you have downloaded the docket on the device that you are using, you can upload that file. But you need to take note that one is that the file cannot have a maximum size of 10 MB, so or 10 megabytes is the limit in terms of file size. Also, you need to ensure that the photograph on the documents that you are trying to upload is clear. If the system cannot see the photograph clearly, maybe the picture is of poor quality, the system will not accept it. So you need to ensure that the file that you're trying to upload, one, is within the file size of not maximum, not more than 10 megabytes. And then the picture quality on the documents is also good, such that the system can see the face clearly. Alternatively, if you have printed out the document, you can also raise the documents to the camera and take a picture of it. Again, the picture quality on the documents needs to be clear, because if it's not clear, the system will not accept it, and then you will struggle with this step as well. So you need to make sure that you are the documents that you have raised to the the system can see the picture clearly, and it's a good quality one. So once you are done, you just click on finish, and then the system will take you to the next and final step, which you're supposed to record your environment. Now you'll be given 1 minute, and this step is very important that you do this accurately, because failure to perform this will result in your examination being flagged. So the system will give you 1 minute, and within that 1 minute, it's expected that you do a 360-degree scan of the room where you are taking the test. So you need to record the full view of the room, 360, rotate the camera 360. If you are using a laptop with an in-built camera, you need to rotate the entire device just to capture the full view of the room, but you need to make sure that you record 360 of the environment. You also need to show the table, floor, and ceiling of the environment where you're taking the test. Also, if you have brought in any form of rough paper to be used during the exam, you need to also ensure that this is included in your recording. Now, there's a video demo on the dashboard that shows an individual performing this same activity. So if you're still not clear, you can just play the video, watch what the person has done, and simply replicate exactly what you have seen. So once you are set, you just click on start test and then start recording, and then the system will give you 1 minute, as I mentioned, to do the recording. Once you're done, you click on stop recording. You have the option to retake, or you click on submit, and then at that point, the system just uploads all of the data that you have provided and advances you to start the examination itself. So you would see the next button on the screen. You click on next, and start test. So in answering questions, first at the top right corner of the screen, you will see a timer counting down. The timer indicates the amount of time you have left to complete the particular paper or section that you are writing. Once that timer counts down to 0, the system will submit that paper or section and advance you to the next, if you have a next paper, or trigger the final submission. Now, in responding to questions, all you need to do is click on the circle beside your preferred option, and that will select that as the option. You click on next, select the circle beside your preferred option, and so on. So you can use the previous or next button to navigate in between the questions. You can also click on the question numbers at the bottom. So for instance, if I wish to navigate to question 8, I can click on number 8. If I wish to navigate to question 9, I click on question 9, and so on and so forth. So you can use previous or next on the screen, or you just click on the question numbers. Also, you're allowed to change your answer. So if you go back to a previously answered question and you want to update your answer, all you simply need to do is just click on the circle beside the new option, and the system updates accordingly. There will be an on-screen calculator for your use. Also, at the bottom right of the screen, you will see there's a message here that says online. And that shows you the internet status of your device. And that status will be there for the full duration of your examination. It will show you the internet status of your device. Online meaning that your device is connected to a functioning internet connection, whether it's fast or slow, doesn't matter, but it will tell you that you are online, meaning that your device has an active internet connection. However, if you see an offline message, if the message there says offline, it means that your device is no longer connected to the internet. If you see an offline message, it means that your device is no longer connected to an internet connection. At that point, what is expected of you is from within the examination browser. So now you do not need to exit the browser. You do not need to close the browser. All you simply need to do from within the examination environment is just like you would change your network. You just click on the network icon and select the internet which you wish to connect to. System will prompt you to input the internet, the password of the connection. And once you do that, it connects. And if there's internet on that connection, the message there will automatically change to offline. So it's important that during the as you answer questions during the examination, you also pay attention to the internet status, which is stated at the bottom right of your screen. Also, at the bottom right, you also see a small camera feed, which essentially is showing you what your camera can see. So in the event where there is something blocking your camera or you're not seated properly, you will see the position there clearly, and you can make the necessary adjustments such that things like, oh, I didn't know that I wasn't properly seated or my camera wasn't properly positioned will not be accepted. Now, after the last question, there's an end assessment button. Essentially, that end assessment button submits the section or the paper that you are writing. After the last question, there's an end assessment. Mind you, and I mentioned earlier that there's a timer at the top right corner of the screen that's counting down. Once the timer counts down to 0, the system will automatically submit your assessment. However, if you finish ahead of time, after the last question, there is an end assessment button. Now, if you click on the end assessment button, the system will confirm if you want to submit the exam. If you click on cancel, the system allows you to come back into the assessment. You click on previous, and then you are allowed to go back into the assessment to continue answering. However, if you click on OK, the system will submit and then automatically advance you. If you have a next paper within that session or the next section within that session, the system will automatically advance you to it. And every other thing, as mentioned, will still be the same. So it's going to go ahead and end this. So at the end, you should see the system will synchronize the information, and then what is displayed on your screen is test submitted successfully. So once you have this on your screen, you are free to exit the examination browser as you have completed that session. So that's pretty much the process for taking the tests. Again, I mentioned important things is that you need to download and install the secure browser on the device that you intend to use. You cannot use a mobile device. You have to use a laptop or a desktop. Um, and for Windows users, the minimum recommended operating system is Windows 10 and above. So if you're using Windows 10, Windows 11, that's fine. For Mac OS, also there are specific versions of the Mac OS which are um, compatible. So if you look at the test guide, if you click on the link um, um, that shows you, ask you to use to verify the compatibility of your system, you can actually confirm if the Mac OS that you're using is on the list. If it's not on the list, then it's probably it's not compatible, and therefore you need to get another device. If you're going to be using a mobile a mobile hotspot is a wireless connection, which therefore means that your phone does not have to be in your immediate examination environment when you are taking the test. So you can put the phone somewhere else uh, while you use the hotspot on it. But you might also want to ensure that um, the phone is on DND so that the calls do not come in and distract or um, interfere with the network on the device, being that you are using that. Um, Also, it's very important that you do the practice test. If you have not done the practice test, it's very, 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 very key that you do the practice test even before the examination, such that one, you familiarize yourself with the process so you understand, all the pre-test activities, you are familiar with it, you tested it, and you are you are good to go on that. And also, what it also does is that it helps you check the state of your computer, because you might not be aware that your computer has some camera issue or some camera accessibility issue or microphone issue. You might not be aware of it. So it's good that you do the practice test so that all these issues will come to light, and then you can resolve them before the examination. Please, if you do encounter any problems during the practice test, you need to make sure that you resolve it, because oftentimes I'm seeing situations where people say, "Oh, it's just practice. This issue will probably not reoccur during the main exam." So if you have an issue during the practice test, make sure that that issue is resolved and you are able to do the practice test seamlessly before the main exam, because if you do not resolve it, that same issue will um, replicate itself during the main exercise. So yes, that's the process. Linda.
Okay, Shagun. Um, I see so many hands up. I'm wondering why. Is there a way to also let them know? Okay, because I can see all what you showed them was how to get in. You didn't give information on um, how the theory platform would look like. Hello?
Okay, so in terms of the theory aspects, you will see the questions and an answer box will be provided for you to just type your responses into it. And it's it's that process. So you just see the answer and you type your responses into it.
Okay, you don't have it here. You can't show them. Just asking.
Hold on.
Are you putting it up?
Yeah, just a moment.
I can see most students asking on the chat box, requesting for the practice test link and the secure browser, how to download it. We have actually sent emails to you guys. Please do well
Yesterday.
do well to check your inbox, your spam mail, or your junk mail to see any mail from CIBN. All the details have been sent to you concerning how to download the secure browser on your system, the system you are going to make use for the examination, and also the other links, the practice text links are actually also available for you to make. But please check your email boxes, and also you can also check the Telegram group that we have.
Yeah, so in terms of the essay, you see the questions at the top, and then there is an answer box provided at the bottom for you to enter, type in your responses. So just see the questions and then you provide your answers in the box provided.
Moderator. Madam Daniel, Shegun is done.
She on the call. I don't think she's on the call anymore. I think she's out of the meeting.
Please go ahead with the meeting.
Can we take questions now, sir? If I can go ahead.
Yes, please.
Okay. Please, would like you to raise your hands if you have any questions. I'll be calling you. Please, if you have answered your question in the chat box, please, we have a lot of candidates on the call. Please don't repeat the questions, please. Farouk, please unmute and ask your questions. If you have a question, please raise your hands, your electronic hands, and don't unmute until we ask you to. Farouk Alazan, please unmute and ask your question. Otherwise, I'll move to the next person.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon. Go ahead.
Okay. So my questions are like this. One, and like in the process when he was explaining that the pictures uploader is like our Docket. So when we enter that is the browser we are going to use. If we enter that particular, like the one you said that start with SB.
Wait, Farouk. Which browser are you going to use? I believe
No.
Just name it. I know what I'm saying.
I'm using Microsoft Edge.
Oh, great. What I'm saying is people have conflict when they are talking about the normal browser we are used to and the secured browser. That's have you. Oftentimes you see candidates when they want to write the examination, instead of them to go to your Edge, your browser, your Chrome and the rest, they will go to that secure browser they downloaded and they'll be having difficulty to go in. Please, you can go in, Farouk. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm using Microsoft Edge. Then when I type in the secured and this thing, the secure system they gave us. So at that point, I know my system will be frozen. So at the point of what I want to find out is that
wait. Sorry for interrupting you, Farouk, because I want everybody to also get what we are talking about. You said you went to Microsoft Edge.
Yes, I typed the secured. Yes,
secured what?
The secured browser they gave, that is the SB that starts with.
Tavi, you don't need to do that. Shag,
No,
maybe you have to
I
come
think
in.
he's saying he typed in the link. That
The
link
link,
that you
yes.
That's
supposed to copy
what
and
I'm
paste.
saying. Let us get clarification so we don't confuse the other candidates. What you are typing in your, when you get to that your Edge or your Chrome, is the examination link that is on
Yes,
your docket.
yes, that's what I'm saying, man.
But you are saying secure browser again. That's
Oh
why
no, it's secure link. I wanted to secure the secured link.
it's
Yes.
not called a secure link. It's called examination
Okay.
link.
Okay, examination link. Okay,
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
thank you for the correction.
Yes,
So
sir.
at that point, I think this my system will be frozen. So
Yeah.
if my system is frozen, then how can I be able to upload my docket? Because my docket is already saved on my desktop, for example, on my laptop desktop. So
Okay.
will it allow me to upload the docket?
So don't worry. Thank you. Shagun, please attend to that question.
That is one. That is one.
I'm coming. Yeah, and if possible, you can show us that slide again, because we have so many questions on that particular issue too. So some are thinking of, what I know is if you can do one, you are okay. Just show your video and that is all. Or you want to use your docket, but I think the facilitator will be able to explain, we should be able to buttress more on that, sir.
Okay, then secondly, like we that we are taking financing global market, for example. So you know the Segun mentioned last, the theory when Miss Linda asked her that she should explain the theory part. So he mentioned where the calculation. But what I want to know is that how are we going to use it? Because theory is like you are writing, but this one that has calculation that you have to do, like you have to calculate on that plain this thing. How are we going to use, because no, most of us, some of us don't know the use of calculate using calculator in writing on that particular plain place. So if they can go, if maybe Mr. Shego can also emphasize on that, so I think that would be great. That is for calculation aspect.
Okay.
There's thirdly, hello, man.
Go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Thirdly, my last question is like, and if Mr. Shegun mentioned that in the by time if you're having like two courses, maybe for example, like we are taking FinTech and another course that is at the same time, which is 1.5 or 3 hours. So if we are doing that, if we finish the first course, are we going to do end assessment? Then we do now take us to the next.
No, don't end assessment, because what happens is when you're in that session and you have two modules to write or two subjects to write, you'll be seeing the two subjects that you have to write. So if you click on subject A, you attempt everything there. The next thing you move and click on the second subject, maybe subject X. When you are done with this, now you can even be moving in between those sessions. It is when you finish those two, then you now click on the end assessment. Because
okay,
hold on, Farouk. If you click on the end assessment after one session, that means your session for those two courses is gone.
Okay.
Is that clear, sir?
Yes, that is clear. No, in his presentation, that's why I said, let me see clear. In his presentation.
No, I know. That's why I'm also buttressing it. You know, it's not a student, it's a technical person.
Yes.
And I are involved in the process. That's what I'm trying to explain. And also on the use of the calculator. That's why we always advise students and candidates that try to get used to your laptop system, like your calculator on your system. It's the same thing. And the reason why we are not allowing physical calculator is because some calculators are programmable, and we have to guide the integrity of our examination. But as event progresses, be rest assured that we are going to find a way to make things better. And that is why even when we are setting our question, we put those things in consideration. Like it won't be something that will be too technical for you that'll be difficult for you to calculate using the system calculator.
Hello, ma.
Let's shall go come in.
Okay, yeah. So I think the other question was around docket upload. So seeing this again, this was the screen. So I said once you are on the docket step, you have two options. You do not need to exit. You're on the lockdown browser. You do not need to exit. So all you need to do, if you want to upload a file, you just click. It says click to upload. So you just click on it, and the option to select the file will come up, and then you can select the file. Or if you have it printed out, you just lift it, show it to the screen, and capture it, and the system will accept it accordingly.
So for me, Shegun, which one is, because these are the areas most of the students are always having problem. Which out of these three options do you think is much more preferable for the candidate doing on an examination condition? Either
Okay,
they snap themselves by
capture.
showing the what's it called, the examination docket, or
So-
they go through the browser.
So both options work. I think the only scenario or the only situation where you will struggle is if the system, if you're trying to capture the document and the system cannot see the picture on the document, because the system is also checking the picture on that document. So you need to be sure that if you are raising the document to the camera to snap it, you need to make sure that the picture itself is visible. And the picture also has to be clear enough. So if you have done a printout and maybe it's in black and white or even colored and it's a poor quality printout such that your face or the picture is blurred, the system cannot see your face and it will definitely reject it. Same thing with the upload. If the picture on the document you're trying to upload is not clear, it will also affect the upload. So you need to make sure that the picture on the documents that you are uploading or capturing is clear. And if you are snapping it, system should see the photograph very, very clearly.
Hello, Mr. Shegun. Please, if at that point, if you click the upload, hope it will take you, what I'm asking is that, hope it will take you to where you store it on your laptop. Because, you know, when you enter that...
that's what it showed now. So what I will advise is if you are saving on your system, try to save probably on your desktop. So it will be easier to access.
Yes. Okay, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Hope, please unmute and ask your question. Hope. Okay, we'll go to Fidel Nkechi. Unmute and ask your question. Fidel Nkechi Omeje, unmute and ask your question.
Okay. I've done that.
Go ahead, please. I'm brave. Good afternoon.
Okay. The question I wanted to ask is that when we were preparing for the exam, we were not told that we have theory. But from what he was saying,
Which paper,
I'm hearing
which paper are you writing, Fidel?
MTP.
That's microfinance.
Yes.
Please don't get things wrong. You have to see on this call, we have so many people writing different papers.
Okay.
We have 97 subjects we are deploying this diet.
Okay.
For all microfinance certification program, it is MCQ, multiple choice question.
Okay.
The other man that is talking is writing a different paper.
Okay.
For the banker level. So it's different from your own scenario.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Umar, please unmute and ask your question. Umar, are you there? Please unmute and ask your question. Otherwise, we move to Abolaji. Abolaji, please unmute and ask your question.
All right. Good afternoon. Can you hear me, please?
Go ahead,
Yes,
please.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so just a few questions from me. The first is, so if my paper were to be starting, say, 9 o'clock, and I start the pretest, I don't know if there's a defined time to start the pretest, but if I start the pretest, say, 10 minutes to 9, and say I'm done by maybe in 5 minutes, right, with the pretest, do I go on to the exams or do I still wait till 9 o'clock? That's my first question. Then the other question I have is, so April last year, I mean, I took some papers then, and that was also the first time I was taking the proctored exam. So obviously I had to download the browser then, right? So I still have the browser on my system. I followed the instruction then. I didn't open it or whatever. I just left it for the purpose of the exam, and it's always been on the system. So the question is, in writing this exam now, do I need to re-download or anything, or do I just go the same way like last time, go to my Chrome, put the exam link, and then just keep going? Those are my questions. Thank you.
The first one is on what, please?
Sorry?
The first question is on what?
I was asking about time. So I said
The
if I
timing.
started
Okay,
my
okay.
pretest
So
earlier now.
Shagun, do you want to take the two? I'll take part of it for you. Just go ahead.
Okay, on the first one, the moment you finish your pretest, you're expected, if you finish it earlier than, if you, using the example that you gave, if you come in 10 minutes before and you finish it in 5 minutes, you would have to wait for the remaining 5 minutes to start.
Okay.
Then the other part on the browser. So the browser has been updated since April last year. So what I would recommend is that you uninstall what you have and download it and install it again. And please do the practice tests as well, just to be sure that everything is working as it should, because sometimes computers change. So uninstall the browser that you have, reinstall it again using the link that has been provided now, because the browser has the updates have been made to it. So, and then run the practice test just to be sure that everything is still functioning well.
Thank you.
That's taken. Thank you.
Or Sekinat, please unmute and ask your question. Sekinat.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me, please?
Go ahead with your question.
Thank you. So my question is on the theory part. It said earlier that there will be a sheet of paper we have to answer the question below. So are we answering?
No.
Hello, can you hear me?
Just hold on. The sheet of paper that you are allowed to bring to that hall is plain A4 sheet, of which you are going to show the system. Even if you use pencil to write on that plain A4 sheet, the AI will dictate it and to be taken as an infraction. So the paper you are writing is in case you need to jot something down while you are reading the question. That is what it's meant for. But whatever solution you are providing or answer you are providing, it must be on the platform. You must type it on that platform. Is that clear, Sekinat?
Yes, sorry, sir. I don't even mean to say a piece of paper. I mean the plain sheets the system will give us.
The system will not give you any
It's not the sheet.
No, ma. No, ma. Which course are you talking about, please? Let us get that first.
Okay, for the chartered courses, financing, global market, applied banking. The simple English, I'm just saying the plain page, it will show for us to type the answers.
No, come again, please.
I'm saying the underneath page, we are typing the answers below the questions.
Yes, ma'am.
What I want to know is if we are answering a particular question in that plain space, and for the next question, it will give us another plain one.
Certainly, ma'am.
Question 2A.
Hold on, Mrs. Flower. The first question is said today is a boy, Abi. Discuss.
Yes.
So underneath it, it is the solution you are providing for that particular question one. If we move to question two, it says CIBN exams are too simple. There'll be a separate column for you to put that solution. So you're not going to put everything together.
Okay, so for the first one that says John is a boy, if it asks John, explain in A, describe John in B, so the answer for ABC will be in that page.
God bless you, ma. Because
All
if
right,
you,
that's what
yeah, because if
Yeah.
you click on question 2, you not see that question again.
Hey, thank you. That's my question.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You're welcome. Saidu Malabo, please unmute and ask your question.
My question, though, was answered partly, but not complete, because I wrote October diet last year, of
Okay,
which
sir.
I have the secured exams address in my desktop, just as the last caller said. So is there any need of wiping it again and resetting another one? Because I wrote the October diet and I have everything there, the exam link and the test, everything.
No.
Will there be difference with the present
Sir,
one? If there is no difference for me,
sir,
yes.
hold on, sir. Just like what the technical person has told us, the fact that you wrote the exam in October does not mean that the browser has not been updated. And that's why, as advisors, we have sent a link to you through your email, and you also have your docket with you, which you have printed. Uninstall what you
Yes.
have. Uninstall the browser you have, the TLV browser, the secure browser you have on your system, and reinstall it. Are you getting?
Okay.
Thereafter,
Yes.
go to the practice test link. We have sent a link to you. Go to the
Yes,
practice link and try everything that he has just demonstrated here, so that you two can just get used to it.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you.
But the current information you need is what you have printed on this your current docket, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Damilola, please unmute and ask your question.
Good afternoon, everybody. So
Afternoon.
my
Go ahead,
question is,
please.
while trying to answer the story questions, there might be cases we need to insert tables. Like, how do we do that?
Okay, Shagun, maybe you need to bring that in up again to assist them.
Sorry, there might be what?
To make you
Tables.
tables. But what I always advise students is you don't need to stress yourself creating table. For instance, if you are told to calculate a liquidity ratio, what you just need to do is put the formula, put a space and say equals to current assets. Underneath it, you can underline it there. So those font editing features up there. Underline it, divide by your current liability. And just put, instead of saying it's not a must for you to create table to provide solution. But I don't know whether Shagun, you can
Yeah,
just
so the functionality to insert tables is actually on the platform. So just as you would do in your Word document where you're inserting a table, you can insert a table as well. The functionality is there.
Is that okay?
Michael, please unmute and ask your questions. Michael.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Good afternoon. Please go ahead.
Okay, please, my questions are just two. One, when the technical person was explaining, he said we can keep our phone away from the exam area where we are taking the exam. In the event where we keep our phone in, let's say, in a different room, and then we are using a Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi, we are experiencing network difficulty. The network is currently down at the moment when we are taking the exam. For the integrity of the exam, how then do we get up to go to the other room, pick up our phone, put on the hotspot or the Wi-Fi or something so that we'll be able to continue with the exam? That is one. Two, can the recording of this class, the lectures, can it be shared on the Instagram group page so that for some of us, we can still go back again and listen to it while we will do the practice section?
Okay, thank you, Michael. Be rest assured that after this session, maybe the next 1 or 2 hours, we put the recording on all the relevant communication platform we have, including your email. We send it to you. And on the issue of the telephone, we are not saying you should go and put your telephone in another room. What we are saying is when you are doing your 360 degrees, the system must not cite all those prohibited items. You can put it very far from you. And we always advise, if you have to make use of your hotspot, because oftentimes the challenge students always have is when writing exam is about disruption of the internet. Oftentimes due to calls coming in, we always experience it. While you are writing that exam, or even when you are doing a Zoom call like this, a Zoom conversation like this, somebody can just call. By the time they call, what happens? It disrupts the internet. And you now find it difficult to get back. So what we always advise is, if you're using the hotspot, try to activate do not disturb on the phone. Put it in silence. And if you have alternative one that you know you are going to use if such issues should occur, you should also put it on. You don't need to start, because you cannot leave your screen. If you leave your screen, you'll be assumed to probably want to do some examination misconduct. So if you have 2 or 3 of such devices that you want to connect to on the system while writing the examination, let them be on. Put them in silence. Deactivate calls from coming in so that you not disturb your connections for while writing the examination. And for the second question, be rest assured that all this recording will be made available to you.
Okay. To also reiterate that some questions that we are asking should have been avoided if we had done the practice test earlier than this. So please let us make sure that we go back and do it as much as we can, because it is from there that you will know the compatibility of your system, your camera not working, your microphone not working, and all of that. It is not now. It is, you should have been practicing before now. So Betty, please unmute and ask your question.
Okay, so good afternoon, everybody. And CIBN, thank you for this interactive session. So we know that last diet, we had lots of internet connectivity issues. So what I would like to know. So for last diet, my Wi-Fi modem, the system was picking it as a phone. I had to be like showing it to the system that this is a Wi-Fi. I was like turning it to the camera just to let the camera be sure that it's not a phone, but still it was flagging it as a phone. That's one. And secondly, I don't know. Let us know the suggested bandwidth. Because if we know the suggested bandwidth of connectivity that we are supposed to work with, because honestly, the secured browser is heavy, it's taking a huge bandwidth. So if we know the suggested bandwidth, that will also help us to prepare for that. And so we want to be sure that all these connectivity issues from the CIBN area and to us will be on the low for this diet, because with the exam tension, and then you are now experiencing internet connectivity issues, maybe your bandwidth is low and a whole lot of things, it will create more tension and more panic in students. And secondly, the exam, it can be seated, you can take it in a place where you are secluded. So can I sit the exam in my room? So those are my questions.
Okay. So on the question where you said the system was seeing your modem, your Wi-Fi modem as a phone. So yeah, that would not happen. In terms of also bandwidth, internet bandwidth requirements, adjustments have been made. So it's not as intensive as October. So it's less. But also in the test guide that was shared, a link that allows you test the strengths of your or the speed of your internet against the minimum requirements is also there. So if you click on that link, it will test the connection you are on and show you the results as against the minimum requirement. So that question of what the minimum is, just use that link and click on it. It will test your internet and it will show you what the minimum is and how well your that connection fares against the minimum requirement.
Okay, so Ayobami, please unmute and ask your question. Ayobami Adebayo.
Sorry, David, can you give me a privilege before Ayobami comes in? I'm just in this.
Yes, you can go ahead, sir.
Yeah,
yes,
because
sir.
I just saw a chat. Please, house. I have 2 papers at the same time. Both are for 9 a.m. to 12 a.m.
This has
How
been
can I go about this? I'm confused. Adetuji, please don't be confused. We have looked at our timetable very well. We are structured it that it cannot clash with any other subject. So what happened is we have two papers to write, paper A and paper B. If you look at those papers A and B, I'm sure they are for 1 hour, 30 minutes. That's 90 seconds, 90 minutes each. So that's why I said those two papers you are going to see at that session. Maybe it's a morning session or afternoon session. You see those two papers. So that covers your 3 hours of writing those two separate papers. So don't get confused. Hope that is clear, Adetunji. Please, you can reply on the chat box that you're actually gotten this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, Yobami, go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you, madam. The question I wanted to ask is already been answered. It's about the recording. Thank you very much, madam.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Chinyere, please unmute and ask your question. Chinyere.
Okay, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
We can. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so my question is actually on the, on the demo test. So I wrote the exam last year, October. I had to uninstall it. I uninstalled it as instructed on the Telegram group. So I installed it with the link provided there. But when I was doing the demo test, after taking my picture, the speaker test, I can't see where I am supposed to scan my docket or upload my docket. It just takes me directly to the environmental scan. So I just wanted to be sure that, there is no issue and I won't face this during the actual examination.
Okay, thank you. We really appreciate this question. It's part of what we just went through a business session. In fact, that was what delayed the starting of this conversation. So what we observe is that just like you have rightly said, on the test practice test, it's not taking you guys to how to download and do your 360 degrees. And that's why the institute has said there's going to be a compulsory mock test. And it will be a criteria, a prerequisite for you to write the examination starting on Tuesday to Friday. So by Sunday, 4 p.m., we expect all candidates to have their, their docket with them and link onto that exam link. What we want to do, we want to do a simulation, how the examination you are going to write, the coming examination, we want to simulate it the way you are going to write it. So that if you are going to have, if you are likely to have any challenge, you have some numbers that you are going to call promptly tomorrow, on Sunday tomorrow, after it will last for maybe 1 hour or so. So that with that, it will be a total simulation. It's a live scenario replica of what you are going to see on Monday, or sorry, on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So thank you for bringing this up. Although I just felt I was going to do it to as a wrap up, but thank you that you have actually prompted me to say this on this call. Thank you.
Okay. So just as a slight addition, it's the examination docket, it's not the 360-degree scan that is missing from the practice test. So the point you raised about not asking for dockets, so that's that. Also on the mock exam, you are supposed to approach the mock as though you are approaching the real exam, meaning that it's not, you don't wait, we're not expecting you to wait until tomorrow 4 p.m. before you download the browser, before you do the practice test. We expect that you do all these things before then, and if you detect any issues before then, you try and resolve. Because if your microphone is not working, you should detect it before the mock, because you have done the practice test and you have resolved the microphone issue. So you are going into the mock expecting it to be seamless. Now, if you wait till the mock to actually test your system, to check it, if your system has issues, you will definitely not be able to go through the examination, and then you will raise issues. So while the mock will happen tomorrow, it is still expected that you do the practice test before then, so that if your system has any issues or there are any problems that your system has, you are fixing it and you have fixed it, such that during the mock, you expect the experience to be seamless. I just wanted to chip that in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shegun. I'm also seeing some chats asking if the practice test is available. The practice tests have been available from the onset of the examination registration. And like my director earlier mentioned, we have sent communication out to candidates on the final information about the examination, which has all of these things. It has a link for the practice test, the link for the examination, the demo videos that you can watch, for you to familiarize yourself with all of this that we're talking about it. This is not new. We have been having the practice test, just to mention that as well. So yeah, Samuel, please unmute and ask your question. If you have answered your question, please do well to lower your hands, please. Thank you. Samuel, go ahead.
Okay. Well, it was partly answered. Because the last time I did the exam, I think that was the first time the proctor exam was brought in. My electricity went off, and unfortunately, I had to stand up to go and turn on the alternative power supply. So in that situation, what happens? Does it mean that I've automatically failed because I've had to stand up? In those sort of situations, is it best to use our mobile network instead of the house Wi-Fi? So I don't know if the suggestions on how best to go about that.
Okay.
Or do I just turn on my generator for the 3 hours? Because that's the only thing I can rely on.
Thank you, Abara. Thank you, Abara. The truth about it is, for the fact that you stood up from the system will flag you as an infraction. To you, you want to go and put on your generator. To the AI or to the human beings monitoring you, they take it as if you want to go and take some materials. So that is why. So based on your advice, you can use your hotspots, provided you have done what I've asked to do. Prevent people from calling you so as to not disrupt your writing the examination. And making use of your house Wi-Fi, there's nothing bad in it. If you charge your laptop well to 100%, I believe you should be able to take a 3-hour examination. And I believe also, if you have somebody in that house, it's something you can just, if they know that you are writing the examination, they certainly know that you may need power. So without coming to where you're writing the examination, they can easily assist you to put on the generator, because you would have actually connected your power, your laptop power to the mains, so that while you're writing the exam, the system is also charging. I think that's just what I will advise.
Okay, thank you, sir. Someone is asking if the practice and mock is the same. No, the practice test is not the same as the mock exams. Please note, the practice test is for you to get, to familiarize yourself over and over again with what the platform looks like. The mock examination, which is slated for tomorrow, Sunday by 4 p.m., is compulsory for everyone sitting for this April 2025 examination. And it is going to be a simulation. It's going to be what the examination platform next week is going to look like. So that is why we're saying it is compulsory. And please, you will have to join the mock exam. So it's different from practice test that you will have to do over and over again. Amos Benedict, please unmute and ask your
question. All of them. And in addition to that, the practice question will just give you like maybe 2 or 3 questions.
Yes, yeah.
But what we want to achieve from that one is, just like the faculty has said, is you should do that practice test so that you know that you have a good laptop, you have a good internet, and all the devices or secure features that are, or apps that are on your system, if there's need for you to uninstall them or disable them so that they will not cause confusion while you are writing the mock exam. Because when you are writing the mock exam, you are likely to see the full questions. 100 questions, 50 questions, depending on the course you are writing. So it's a simulation of what you are going to see, a replica of what you are going to see when you are writing the examination proper. So mock is different from the practice. The practice is a journey to the mock and the mock to the final exam. It's just to ensure that we reduce as much as any technical issues during this examination.
Thank you, sir. And also, I'm seeing questions. Please, for the mock examination, we'll be sending communication out after the end of this session, which will have the link. So the mock link will be sent to us. It is not what you have on your docket. I'm seeing some chats in the chat room. Please, we'll send communication out on the mock after the end of the session. Thank you. I have Mary Benedict. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. My question is on the room. I have a room, and my room is, you can't really predict the weather. Since you can't predict the weather, and here too, there is no constant light. Probably there is no light. I open the window, and in my room there is no table, neither is there chair, and I'm on my bed. So what then happens when there is no light because there is no light?
Okay,
Then
sir.
two, maybe there is light and the light goes up and I can't stand up. Then and there is no table also in my room because you made mention of sitting position. Yeah.
Sir,
Then
hold on, sir, Mr. Moss. You cannot write examination while sitting on the bed. You will not be comfortable. Please be guided. We have examination rules and regulations. You have a dining table where the family eats. You can make use of the dining table to write your examination. Okay. And nobody is saying you cannot open your windows for ventilation to come in. Even personally, I always advise candidates to ensure that they open their windows so that they can get better internet connectivity. Because if you enclose yourself in a room and there is no space, you observe that the bandwidth of those internet facilities will drop. But if you open your window, you allow fresh air to come in. It doesn't have to be wide open. Maybe it's just where space, air can just come in so as it connects to the device you are making use of. So that's our advice. Please, you are not allowed to work on your bed as a table. We had similar cases some days ago, and the person's papers were actually cancelled. He did it in just one particular paper, and the guy wrote about 4 papers, but we have to cancel all the 4 papers because the system detected that the person was not writing at the right place.
My next question. On the use of.
Sorry, your voice is breaking. We can't hear you.
Go ahead, Mr. Martin.
I said the Wi-Fi connection. Now, there's always a scenario or situations whereby our networks are not 100% reliable.
Yeah, that is why we said.
At this moment, I kind of
I know, sir. Hello, Mr. Amos. It is obvious that where you are now, the internet is not good. So certainly you are going to encounter problem when you're writing the examination. And that's why we always say, please. Hold on, sir. That's why we always advise, if you have to use a place, another location, you don't have to be specific to where you are. If you have a bad internet in your area or you have issue with electricity, I think it's better for you to move to somewhere else. Maybe a area, an open office whereby you can just be the only person in that place without any interference. The system will not detect anybody around you. And that is why there is a need for you to test, go through that practice test. And when you are doing that, ensure that the laptop you are going to make use of, the internet device you are going to make use of is what you are going to use for the practice test. And the same thing you are going to use for the mock test, a mock exam, and also you are going to use for the main examination. It's not that you do the practice test in Surulere and you feel everything was fine in Surulere. The next thing is for you to go to Ikoyi and do the examination, and you're having issue in Ikoyi. So it is much more advisable that when you have done your practice test, you can do the practice test in multiple times. You can move from one place. You can even within your house too. You find that some specific areas, maybe a room, maybe downstairs or upstairs, you find that as a particular room, the internet could be down. I find that in another room, the internet is very, very okay. So those are the things you want to go and look around and ensure that you have a place whereby you get higher internet facility, so at least when you're writing your exam, it will not disrupt your flow. Is that okay, sir?
Yes, it's okay.
Thank you. I appreciate you, sir.
Thank you, sir. There are some questions on the chat. Please, let me quickly. We're asking that I don't have my passport on my docket. Please, this is not. It's even too late for that. You are supposed to have your passport on your docket before printing it out, because it's going to affect your verification when you're uploading or when you're capturing it for your photo ID session. Please, you need to get that fixed. The mock test, there's no grading for it. I'm saying,
No.
is it going to be graded or not? There's no grading.
No.
For the mock.
It's just to test the technicality of your devices. Are ready for it? Even if you like, you can close your eyes and start be clicking on A throughout.
It's just for you to familiarize yourself with the platform, how you will see it on exam day. That's how it is, please. The mock score is not going to affect your exam. Like, what time is the mock tomorrow? 4 p.m. and all of that. Please, if I've answered this question, please don't raise it again, please. Thank you. And your CBC username and password, you have that on your examination slip. This has been repeated severally. Please, you have your login details for the examination proper on your docket. Please note. Also, please unmute and ask your question. Please unmute and ask your question. Also, otherwise we'll move to Taiwo.
Don't wake up since now.
Mr. Taiwo Asiyabi.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon. In fact, I really appreciate the little and the program you have put in place for us so as to give you more light on the incoming exam. And at least I've gone through, at least almost most of my questions have been answered through the question which most of my colleagues have just answered. But my observation is that I will have advised, at least for future reference, I will have advised that maybe it's due to issue of lack of network or the space which most of the candidates using, maybe it's not comfortable enough, they have to be moving here and there. Please, I'm suggesting that if maybe we have a center in the state.
We can't go back, sir. Learning has transited from physical center, and I can bet you the next 5-10 years, you really find people in the universities. They'll be doing most of the examination. So please, don't let us go. Let us go back. Let us find to clear any challenges for us.
Yes, sir. And then my second question is that concerning the issue about these practice tests.
Yes,
the practice tests, though I've done it the office.
Hold on. Mr. Amos, can you please mute yourself, sir? Sorry, Mr. Taiwo.
Can you hear me clearly, man?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Now, my second question is that concerning the issue of our practice tests, though I've done that in the office, but now probably I've traveled back to my Abdul, of which I will return back to on Monday. So I'm now suggesting that the issue of at least the issue of mock tomorrow. Is it necessary that every member at least participate, because I've done all my practice at the office, of which I've left, and the issue of mocking tomorrow, and there will be an issue. So that's what I'm trying to suggest. Is it compulsory or is it mandatory? Because
it is compulsory, because we are going to use the feedback that we get. So what I'm saying, Mr. Tai, what I'm saying is you can do it where you are now.
Okay.
You can do it where you are now. It's just to say that you understand how the exam looks like. You can do it anywhere you want to do it, please.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Of course, it's a Sunday. Some people want to do it in the office. I can't ask them to go to the office because they want to do more. You can do it at it. It's just for you to be used with the platform, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Welcome, sir. Thank you.
I appreciate, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I'm also seeing comments. Please, you cannot use your phone for the mock. You cannot use your phone for the mock. What we have said earlier that the mock exams is depicting the way the actual exam is going to look like. So if you're not using your phone for the actual examination, you cannot use it for the mock. Please. Omolola.
Hold on, Dami. The issue would have been there's a need for them to download the secure browser. So there's no way you can download the secure browser on your phone.
Exactly. This has been said repeatedly. Please.
So it's not compatible. You can't write our exam using your phone.
Yes.
Because the mock exam you want to do is as if you want to write the exam. It's a pre-exam condition. Thank you.
So, Omolola, please unmute and ask your question.
Sorry, sir, there are some people that are still unclear about either
hold on, please.
Having 9 to 12. Hello?
No, man, you can go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
I'm explaining to them now.
There's some of them are still like saying that there's a contradiction between you and the facilitator. So they
on end assessment.
On the end assessment.
Okay, maybe let me allow Shagun to come in. If you have 2 papers.
2 papers, yes.
Faculty.
Hello, Shagun.
Is he still on this call? Please let me check.
He's here, but he's muted.
Sure.
Sorry, I was having network challenges. Please, can you take that question again?
Okay, we want you to clarify those that have 2 papers to write in a session. After finishing, one module, should the person end the assessment?
Yeah, so if you finish before time, you can end and move to the next. But if the timer counts down to 0, the system will automatically submit for you and move you to the next one.
Okay, so what you are saying is this. If I'm writing a paper on risk management, and the second one is on customer relations.
Yes.
Each of these papers are for 90 minutes. That's 1 hour, 30 minutes each.
Yes.
So I'm done with risk management. Should I click on end assessment before it takes me to customer relations, or I just click on customer relationship, continue that one? When I'm done with the 2, I click on end assessment.
So you click on end assessment to move to the next subject.
Paper,
okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, fine. So now the issue now is about timing. One is for 90 minutes. Are you subjecting that risk that I want to do first to 90 minutes? Is it that after that 90 minutes, the system automatically shuts me off from writing that risk?
Yes.
Okay, so if you automatically shut me off from writing that risk again because my time has lapsed, so the system will now show me the remaining, will allow me to write the other paper of customer relations. Is that okay?
Yes. Yes.
Then I have my other 90 minutes to conclude. Okay, I think so. That should be the position now. But I know proud to now what we do is what the one I've said. But if this is the way the system has been configured, please let us go ahead with the technical partner.
So students should be aware that they finish the first 1 hour. Doesn't mean that 30 minutes should be added to the next one.
Yeah, that's another one, because if I say you have strength in another subject and you want to let me quickly trash this one out. Thank you. I hope that is clear to our candidates.
It is.
Yeah, let's go, because a lot of them are dropping on the call. I'm sure.
And yeah, there's a lot of questions. For the practice test, you are not to use your details on your docket. The details on your docket, which has CBT username, CBT password, it is strictly for the exams on the examination day. But for the practice test, your login, if you log into the practice test, you can use your student membership number, email address as your login details for that practice. Please don't mix it up. Omolola, I think you've answered the question, or Omolola.
Yes, good afternoon. Sorry, my question
Okay,
has not been answered. It's more or less like a technical issue, I
go
think.
ahead, go ahead.
Okay,
please.
afternoon, everyone. So for the secure browser, so I've tried Chrome, I've tried Firefox, I've tried Edge. So for every time I download it, I get this error. Check internet connection. And I've changed from Wi-Fi to my phone hotspot. But I keep getting this error. Check internet connection.
Please help us.
So at the point of downloading the browser, you click on the link to download the browser and you get check internet connection.
So it will download to show that as if it's downloading. So as soon as it gets to the 7.3 MB, so I'll just get this error, like return error or something for all the three browsers that I've used. And I'm on Windows 11 Pro.
Yeah, so you might need to check that maybe your system has a firewall that's preventing the download from completing. That might be it.
So how do I?
Okay, can I come in, Shegun?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, this is a peculiar case. I think Damilola or Mrs. Linda, can you get a number so that we can have a video call with her and ask probably our technical team to assist her tonight immediately after this conversation.
Okay, thank you so much. Because I was even able to do the practice. It was successful. I've done that twice and it was successful.
On the same laptop?
Yes, on the same laptop. Yes, on the same laptop.
Please call. You have our contacts. Please call Linda Damilola or Moshood. They will do a video conversation with you so that you can look at your system and see what is the issue. If not, they will escalate.
So I think we need to reiterate these two papers. There's a lot of messages on the chat room about when you have two papers for within the 3-hour session. That's one paper for 90 minutes, another one for 90 minutes. Someone is saying that, are you going to be having the next paper before the designated time scheduled for it? And I don't know if I can answer or you answer, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the thing about two papers within a session, we have a session is 3 hours. So if you have two papers to write within the 3-hour session, it means that each of the papers are for 90 minutes each. So upon the completion of one of the modules, according to what our facilitator said, you end the assessment for that particular module before you proceed to writing the second module, which is the second one. After then, when you finish you end assessment for both, for the second module, which automatically ends the session, the 3-hour session for you. So it means that for 90 minutes, you write one of the papers, you end assessment, you move to the second one, you write it, you end assessment, and that's the end of the session for that either morning or afternoon. So I don't know if this is clear enough, because there is a lot of this on the chat box about how,
So in that case, I think we can oblige them to say it is clear on that chat, so we know that at least we can
Yes,
get.
please. If it is clear that, okay, you understand how it works, writing two papers within a 3-hour session. If you understand, please, you can just put a comment on the chat room that you understand. And some people are already saying that this is keeping them longer on this call. That So please. Thank you. Some people are saying they understood, it is clear. So if you have, let me mention it again. I'm saying not clear. If you have two papers to write within a session, that is why we have advised that before you even try registering, please look at the timetable very well, review it, and be sure that the papers you are writing, you be sure of the timing and all. A session is 3 hours. So you have the opportunity of writing two papers, some, not all the modules now. You can write a paper that is meant for 90 minutes. You can write it for two. You can write two two 90-minute courses in a 3-hour session. So if you write the first 90-minute paper, you click on end assessment, that means you've submitted that first paper, it has gone. So you go to the next one, you will see the next scheduled assessment for you for 90 minutes. You write that again, you click on end assessment after you have finished answering your questions, and that ends the paper, the 2 courses. You have submitted those 2 courses after the 3-hour duration. I think this is clear. Edward, please ask your question.
Thank you very much, ma. I think partly it has been answered, but I just want clarification vis-a-vis the for those of us writing financing global markets. You know, there are formulas in some of the topics. So I was asking as to how we can have those formulas inserted in the proctoring examinations. So that was just my question.
Okay, so you can just use the functionalities that are present on the dashboard to insert whatever you want to insert. Of course, you can't do copy and paste, but you can insert what you need to insert using the functionalities provided. And then, yeah, so that's it.
Okay, Merit. Merit, please unmute and ask your question.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Please go ahead.
Okay. I was opportunity to write the last diet, and the 3 papers I wrote, one of it, 2 of it was exactly the procedures or the practice, but then the last exam, I was not, the option for me to upload my docket was not there. I just went to scanning and all of that. So after the exam, I was worried, like I wasn't opportune to upload my docket. So I hope there was no issues. So I reached out to someone and like, oh yeah, I had the same issue. So I wanted to find out going forward for people that maybe it's their first time or anything, if you can address that part too. Then also for uploading our dockets, I'm very sure that CIBN has the list of all the people that have applied for this exam. So what's the reason for us uploading our dockets when you already know the exams each candidate will write? And then also for network, you might be writing your exams and let's say network goes off and come back. It now you automatically start all over again. Maybe you have written like two questions. You will find yourself going back to go and start writing those exams again. Time will be against you. So I don't know if it's something that we can also address. And then also copy and paste in the exam. You might be analyzing something, you've already calculated it. So instead of you going to type it in like as a faster route, you can just copy and paste and do your analysis. So is there a way for us to do a copy and paste? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Merit. We appreciate it. I missed I think the second question you raised, but let me start with the issue of why do you need to upload your documents again? It's for our quality control. You actually generated the documents from us. But just like we have the comment section, and there's somebody that wrote that the picture she put in on the portal is different from what came out in the docket. And I've immediately screenshotted to the ICT team to verify what is happening. For you as a person, you only know yourself. But we as an institute, we keep the integrity of our examination in a very high pedestal. So whatever we can do to ensure the quality assurance of our examination, there's a need for us to do. And that's why we cannot even allow staff to write the examination. Even you are working as a core member in CIBN, you cannot write CIBN examination. You can write examination with our leakage institutions that are running MSc or BSc or MSc programs. you can do that, but not the one that, even if you are not in my department, you cannot write the examination. So it's about quality control, and you just oblige us this for us to maintain the integrity of our examination. Then on the issue of copy and paste, I'm sure you should be an experiential learning module candidate. It's something we have discussed extensively. And the reason why this is not being allowed is the fact that you are using a secure browser. And what the secure browser does is to monitor you while writing the examination, to prevent you from opening other documents or application on your system, and also to prevent you from switching. That's why if you switch to another platform, that's when people will say, oh, they are frozen. Certainly the system will freeze you, because it is taken as as an examination misconduct, that you want to shut down the platform to look at something to copy into the platform. So that's why you cannot copy it. We don't allow you to copy. And that's why when we are setting our question on cases like experiential learning modules, we felt, oh, there are about 10 or 12 exhibits for you to do under 3 hours examination. And we then decide, okay, fine, don't let us stress this candidate. Can we give half of it to the candidate 3 weeks to the examination to study and try to create a scenario on the likely question the examination or the requirement the examiner will be asking. So what you just need to read are the remaining maybe 5 or 6 exhibits when you get to the examination law, because the other one, we have 3 good weeks to even create scenario. And I've gone to some platform, the way, I'm even shocked the way they were saying, they are even predicting, you're laughing, Mary, they're even predicting what the examiner, and I was excited that this is the quality of capacity we need to develop in the industry. A lot of them have preempted the examiner. In fact, even far beyond what the examiner is even thinking of. So, and that's why by the time you read those remaining 5 or 6 exhibits, it makes life easier for you. You still have your 3 good hours. The worst scenario you can do is to use about 20 minutes to read the exhibit and you understand, and try to decode the requirement the examiner is asking for you. And whatever information you have gathered before the examination, put it together with the unseen document you are now seeing while writing the examination. Get your 50% or above it, and you are gone. Merit, I wish you the best. I hope that's clear enough.
Yes, but my last question, you didn't address it, which
one is that?
Yes, okay, so writing the exam, and let's say network goes off and maybe you switch your network, or it comes back, it takes you back to maybe you have answered like 2 questions or 3. You see yourself going to re-answer those questions again.
Okay, just hold on. I'll just give my input out, then I will invite Shegun for his own additional input. But what we observe is this. Just like I said when he was doing his presentation, you have to be careful, you have to be watchful rather. If you look at the bottom right of your screen, you will see your image showing. At the same time, you see a green button saying you are online. Please don't, while you are writing, don't get distracted with what you are writing. If that online has changed to offline, what that one means is what? Whatever you are typing at the time it goes from online to offline is not being recorded. So immediately when you see such, please start to move to another alternative. Although the technical partners actually advised us that this time around, but I want him to say the other updates or upgrade they've done to this particular case. Shagun, please, I think you can come in this regard.
Yes, sir. So I think you basically hit it on the head. So essentially, what's happening now is the saving works, but the saving will only save if you're online. So if you go out and come back in, the system can only take you to your last saved. So if you enter, so what that means is if you start an exam and you are online for 5 minutes, the system has saved 5 minutes of work. If you are offline for maybe another 30 minutes, all those work that you are doing is not being saved. Now, although the system will not kick you out now, the way the system works now is it will not throw you out if you are offline. It will allow you to reconnect so that it can synchronize what you've done and save and you can continue. Yeah, but if for any reason, yeah, you are offline and then you go out and come back, the moment you come back in or you refresh the page, the system will take you to your last save. So, which is why it is very important that the moment you are offline, you actually resolve the issue immediately, so that you don't lose any work that you have done leading to that point.
Okay, thank you.
All the best, Merit.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Merit. I'm having the question, can I skip the mock exams tomorrow? I don't know if you've been on this call from the beginning. This has been said over and over. The mock is compulsory. It's for us to test the background, test the platform, see the functionality, see that everything is perfect before the examination day. You cannot skip the mock tomorrow and come on Tuesday or Wednesday and say that something is freezing. My laptop is not doing this. Please, the mock examination is compulsory. Thank you. Ifewa, please unmute and ask your question.
Good afternoon, all. Hello,
Go
good
ahead,
afternoon.
please.
Okay, please, I'm so have to take you back. When the question was answered, my thing froze a little and then came back on. The time for starting, we're supposed to start at 9 a.m. and I start by 8:50, do everything. And finish by 8:55. Do I have to wait till 9 o'clock to start the exam? That's one. Then when I'm doing this thing, I was trying to do the, what do you call it? The test run of the
Please
when I
mute
was
your
trying
mic
to
if
do the
anything.
test run. Someone is talking. I don't know. It did not give me option of uploading my docket. I did every other thing, the environmental scan, the testing mic and everything. And then I took it straight to maybe take the test and then end assessment and all that. But there's no place for me to
That's on the practice test, man.
Okay.
Is it on the practice test, man?
Yes, on the
practice
test. Yes.
Yes, maybe we actually discussed this a few minutes ago. That's the main reason why we are saying there's a compulsory mock exam tomorrow, Sunday, for 4 p.m.
Tomorrow, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But
so the timing, the starting time is.
Yeah, so the starting time is the way it is on your docket or your timetable. Our morning session is from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, while our afternoon session is from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. But you can come in, you can come in like some minutes before that time to do all necessary things you have to do, but the exam will surely start at 9. The paper will be available to
all
you
right,
at
thank you.
Or 2.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I wish you all the best.
Please, we cannot upload docket that is not signed. All these things we have are something that we have charged already. Ensure you get your docket attested by the personnel on the document. You will see those to do that there. Kunle, please unmute and ask your question.
Okay. Good afternoon. I hope you can hear me.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you. The last person that spoke just asked one of my questions, so I'll just go straight to the second, which has to do with the logging in. At the reception, I overheard the technical person saying you log in with your username and password. But on the test environment, I've seen username and email.
Okay, Mr. Kule, let me quickly clarify this.
Thank you.
So we don't want to lump the examination related information with that of practice test, so that it won't be a case that you get to the examination and you are using a wrong examination link or wrong username and password. So for the practice test, what we said is use your username and your email address to log on to that, because it's a generic one. We don't want to give a specific username and password to every candidate. And that's why we said we can go into the practice test as much as possible. Is that right? Then for the mock and the main examination, whatever information you have on your printed document is what you are going to make use of. Your username, which is usually your student number, is on your docket. The password you are going to use is on your docket. The examination link is also on your docket. So you don't need to cram anything or copy anything to the examination. It is right beside you, and it is you are allowed to bring in that docket because you have shown the system that you have actually brought it in. So it's just beside your laptop, and just copy, you look at it and just type it in. And it is case sensitive. Is that okay, Mr. Konlesa? Moderator.
Aliyu, please ask your question. Aliyu, Issa.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so my question are two. The first question is, in the process of taking the practice question, we say we are to take both audio and the video recording. So my question is, what will be the content of the recording, or you can say anything in that recording? That's my first question. And my second question is,
the first one is not clear, Mr. Salisu. The first one is not
what
clear.
I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
What I'm saying, you said the process of taking the practice question.
Yes, sir.
We are going to take both audio and the video recording, right? Right?
Not just the practice. This is for the exam. This is the pre-test before the exam. So you will have it in your practice. You will also have it as well in the main exam. So what's your question exactly?
So what my question is, what will be the content of that audio and video recording? You can say anything. Oh, there is a specific thing you are going to use as your recording.
Okay,
that's
fine. Okay, thank you, Ali. So
my first question.
Okay, you are writing the examination on your own. Unlike physical examination where we bring in monitors to monitor you while writing the examination. But you are the only person in that room or in that your city living room that is writing the examination. So how do you know that whatever you are doing is according to our rules and regulation of our examination? So what that one does is, guys, from the back end, we are monitoring everybody as human beings. From the back end, the artificial intelligence too is also monitoring you. So what the system will not allow you, if you have, why it's detecting your audio, is to ensure that whoever, any noise that is being done, any movement, anything you are calling out while writing the examination, the AI and the human monitor are monitoring it and it's being recorded. Same thing with your video. That's why when you're writing the examination, to the bottom line of your screen, you'll be seeing yourself writing the examination. So if the system should flag you, we invite you to the institute to face disciplinary committee. And you'll be surprised that we are going to play the video for you. Whatever you are saying on that, during the examination that you are flagged, this video will show everything. The clothes you are wearing, your movement of your eyes, maybe you brought in some material. The system will show everything.
Hope
it's clear, sir.
Okay, that means there is nothing specific you are going to say verbally when you are taking the video and audio. You just capture it and it will go.
Yeah, it will just go. You just want to see your face, that you are the person writing the examination. It's not somebody that is writing the examination for you. So that and going forward, our certificate now, we are going to put the picture of the person that wrote the examination on the certificate.
Okay, that is the first question. So let me. The second question is, so we are going to use, I say, that secure browser. We are just going to download and install it, and we use our regular. Sorry.
Yes, use your regular. I will not done that before.
And you are going to know. I immediately we finish this lesson. I'm going to go and do it.
I should have done it. I have sent it to
okay. So what I'm saying, this that regular browser, we are
Yes,
going
sir.
to paste that. We are going to paste the links and
Yes.
access the platform.
Yes.
So what I'm
Yeah.
saying, even in that main exam and mock exam, are we going to use also that regular browser, or we are going to paste the link from that
No.
secure browser?
Okay. Let me explain. The first
Okay,
thing
sir.
is you have to download the secured browser. It's called Tarview.
Yeah.
It will be on your system. You have done that. You don't need to go to it again. Is it understood? Once you have done it on your system,
okay, in both practice and the main exam,
you don't need to go to that thing again. It's just once and for, provided that the same system you are making use of.
Okay.
So the next thing is to go to your normal browser,
Okay.
whether Chrome, your Microsoft Edge,
Okay.
Firefox, whatever you are going to use. So
Okay.
all is to just go and that link that you have, if it is for practice test link, go and dump it there. If it is for your mock exam link, dump it there. If it is for your main examination link, dump it on the normal browser, and to take you to redirect you to where you are going to put in your username and your password.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, I want to also emphasize on the docket. There's so many. I want to believe that those asking questions on docket are writing for the first time. Number one, you need to have your passport on your docket. If you don't have that now, if you can go to your portal to do that, upload your passport or reach out to our ICT team, please. Then your docket is supposed to be attested. If you look at your docket, you will see the categories of people who can sign on the docket. Please do that as well. And for your upload, you have two options of uploading your docket on the examination platform. Either you save it on your system and upload in JPEG, you save it in JPEG or PNG format, or you do a capture. When you get to the photo ID verification stage, you do a capture. You place your docket on the screen, you capture it, then you upload. Please let us bear this in mind as well. We'll be taking few more questions, then we'll wrap it up. Miriam Mvanusi, please unmute and ask your question.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
So I'm going to start my question with the docket, right? With this presentation, it says failing to upload a valid ID or docket, but I've heard it has been spoken about has been docket. Is there an option to upload a valid ID? And by valid ID, I mean a government validated ID card, or it has to be a docket.
Your docket, please, because that's what translates to us.
Okay, I think that's about it. Efe, please unmute and ask your question.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Efe. I'll be writing this exam from Monrovia, Liberia. And during the presentation, the Mr. Shegun projected that the location where I'm writing from will be. I didn't see any location for outside Nigeria, so I don't know whether that opportunity will allow.
Thank you, the Nigerian turned Liberian. So the location for proctored examination is irrelevant. It is just meant for our own analysis, data analysis on the location where students are writing from. But what you just have to bear in mind is your local time when you're writing the examination is the Nigerian time. So if you have that,
No, I'm aware of that.
So
I know my timing.
So there's no big deal about when you're writing the examination. Anywhere in the world you can write the examination. You just have to be cautious of the time.
No problem. I think that answers my question. I would follow up with the other activities, even though I've not downloaded the docket and the rest. I'll do that this night, then I'll take it up from there. Thank you.
Please do, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm seeing chat like for the mock exam, for mock exams, you're not going to be seeing financing the global market. What I'm saying, are we writing the same courses that you registered? You're not going to be seeing maybe bank management and strategy, but you'll be seeing questions examination-like questions, but it won't be like you are writing experiential learning module. You won't be seeing something like that, please. Let us note that. As I said earlier, we'll also be sharing the details for the mock. Please let us refrain. We will send details for the mock, what you use to log in, the link, and all of that after the end of today's session. Okay. Okay, let me go to the next person. Okay, you wanted to say something?
No, that's fine. You're good. I just want to tell them that the exam is just to ensure that the devices they are using, whether laptop or the internet devices they want to make use of, and also how they can navigate the platform is just what we want to test. We are not testing their IQ during the mock examination because we are not going to even mark it or score it.
Yeah. Okay, Miriam, please go ahead.
Oh, finally. Hi, good evening. So next question is so we were talking about keeping your Wi-Fi, your mobile hotspot on, right? But your mobile hotspot after 90 seconds of inactivity goes off, right? So what happens when it goes off and your internet goes? How do we navigate that?
Okay,
then part B to that question.
Go ahead.
Part B to that question. If my internet goes off, would the progress of my work still be recorded? And can I just wait it out till, Mr. Shegun said at the end of the timer, the exam will automatically solve for you. So if my progress is being recorded, can I just wait exams, allow the system submit for me?
Okay, two things. Now, your first question is you making use of a hotspot of your phone to write the examination, and your worry is when it goes off, what happens? So in such situation,
yes,
I will advise you keep your phone charged in the main source. That's one. But if you have a standard device or modem, I think it's also advisable. It's even much more preferred to use a modem so that you won't have any other distraction, probably through phone calls. But I'm just looking at a situation whereby most of the candidates may not be able to afford a modem or a Wi-Fi to use. That's why we are saying the alternative, can we make use of hotspots of the phone? But so in just what you have raised, the best option should have been that, plug in your device before you start the examination so that the phone keeps charging. Then on the other issue of your internet going off, that's why this is what I've said earlier. Place your eyes to the bottom right of your screen where you're writing ensure that you are always online. And you see it's quite, it's obvious. It's a red flag a green flag that you see that you are online. When you are offline, it will change to red and to be written there offline. So you need to be cautious of that so that if you know immediately you have gone to offline, try to change your ISP to another device. I believe that will help you. Then the other question is on the timing.
No, sir. So my question is, you know how when your Wi-Fi goes off, right?
Yeah.
And there's alternative Wi-Fi to connect to, would the progress of your exam still be recorded? So maybe, for instance, I'm on question 60 out of 100, right? And my Wi-Fi goes off at 65. If I answer to 100, would my answers for 65 to 100 be captured when it is offline? One.
It should not.
And maybe okay, so that's another thing. At 100, for instance, my Wi-Fi goes off and I'm unable to connect back to Wi-Fi, right? And maybe my timer is at maybe 2 hours, 30 minutes, for instance. I'm supposed to standing up to reconnect, quote unquote, like find out what happened and reconnect. Can I just sit down and wait for my 3 hours to complete and the system will automatically submit for me? That's the question.
Thiago, can you come into this? I know the
Yes,
answer, but
you can't trigger the submission. You will see an error on the screen because submission cannot happen if you do not have network.
Wi-Fi.
And the system will trigger auto submit even if you do not submit from your side. But what that would mean is that the system will score you based on the 65 questions. Yeah, the 65 questions, using your example, the 65 questions that you've answered, it will score you based on that. The other ones that you answered offline without saving, it will not score you based on that. So, which is why it's very important to take note of your device internet status while taking the test. The moment it goes offline, so that you do not miss out on any work, you try to connect immediately. And and the other thing is, even if you have been offline for 30 minutes, the moment you come back online, the system will automatically synchronize everything you have done, even while you were offline. But the key thing is that you must, yes, you must come online to have your work fully saved. Yeah.
Okay. So is there a character limit for the blank face?
No, there's no character limit.
So last question. We were speaking about sitting arrangements, and it was said that it has to be a table and a chair. Can a dresser suffice for a table?
Come again, please.
So
He's
it said
asking
that
if a
it has to
dresser
be a table
can suffice for a table. A dresser
for a
can it
table,
suffice
yes.
for a table?
Provided you are going to clear everything, there is no, the place is clean, and you don't have all those your items there, and if it is convenient for you to.
It's also shown during your scanning. We show it during your scanning.
So I'm covering. So as opposed to my dresser has a mirror, can I cover it with a black cardboard, or do I leave it open?
Leave the mirror, please. Leave the mirror.
Okay, thank you. That's just what I wanted to find out. Thank you.
If it is convenient for you, you just use it. But you just have to show the system, the AI, that this is where you are. So everybody knows that's where you are.
Okay, no problem. Because I've actually covered the mirror, and my thought was showing the system, the blank
you don't need to
cardboard.
You don't need to cover it.
Now that I have an opportunity to ask, let me just ask.
Right. So you can even be seeing yourself while you're seeing yourself.
So sorry, Mr. Shegun, last question. Can the positioning of the self-recording be moved, or is static?
No, so what do you mean the position? I don't understand the position of the camera, or what?
The screen recording that shows you recorded is on the bottom right of the screen.
Oh, yes. You can't move it.
Be moved to maybe the top right or the top left, or is it just static in that position?
It's a default position. You can't move it.
Okay, thank you very much.
It can't be dragged to another position.
Adesonya Olakunle, please ask your question. And before that, please, I'm seeing some questions. My colleague and I will be writing on the same table. Please, if you're writing this examination, like we've repeatedly mentioned, you are to be alone in a secluded place. Please, we are not to see anybody behind you, beside you, in front of you, above you, or anything. We're not to see anyone around you. You're supposed to be alone with your laptop writing this examination. Please.
Audio must not be heard.
Please, and there should be no audio, someone speaking and all of that, or you panning, looking left and right. It should be taken as misconduct for you. We are supposed to face your screen while writing the examinations. Please, let's note this.
Adesonya, good afternoon.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Good afternoon.
Yes, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. But my question is, sorry that I'm trying to bring us back. I'm not bringing us back. I just want to say yes and no and no. Okay, from the end section that we have been talking about, in nutshell, what we are saying is that if you have to in the morning, once you finish the first one, end section, the other one you put end section, as in the second one you put end section. Is that what we're saying since?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, the main question I want to ask is that now concerning I remember when the director was saying something that most of the time he prefers a little ventilation coming inside. Now, for instance, I want to use the dining table, my dining table, and I have been doing the test. I've been doing the test of the thing, as in I've downloaded the demo Dragnet something that will enable me to do the test, review everything, to record everything, which I have done, and everything was successful. I was able to even do some tests there. There they were asking 2 questions, which I submitted, and everything went on successfully. Now, the question I want to ask, now, take for instance, in the afternoon now, the lightning might not be really be okay like that. What about in the case that maybe I want to open the window in the afternoon to do the necessary things? How will it go, sir?
So that means you have opened your window before you
Yes.
you come in for the 2 p.m. assessment.
Yes, sir. One thing that in the morning, like the assessment I have done, it's always in the morning or in the night. I always close the window, then there will be light. But so in a situation that maybe but I just want to open the window, I don't want to use light, provided the what's it called, laptop can capture me. Would that be okay, sir?
That's okay, sir. But you'd have done that before you move into the examination, not while you're writing.
Of course, as I said, I've done all those practices. I've done everything. But I did those things. I closed my window. I made use of lightning. But I'm saying that in case I want to try the other way around, okay, I don't want to use lightning. I don't want to use any bulb. I want to open the window, especially in the afternoon section. That will be okay.
Guy, it is okay, provided you are not doing those things while you have started writing
the exam. Exactly.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Then one more thing. Sorry. I'm sorry, sir. That
No,
on the main on the main exam, which is on Tuesday, you said the something that we are using, everything is written on the doc paper, which I can see now. The doc paper here. Okay. Yes. The exam number, I can see CBT password, CBT username. Okay, I've seen it.
Do you have any other question?
No. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we'll be taking like 3 more questions because we start taking everything. We'll take this question till Tuesday on the examination day. So I'll take 3 more questions and we'll wrap it up. If you have any other questions or concerns that haven't been answered, please drop it on our Telegram group. We have admins on the group that will attend to you. Go there now, drop your questions on the group. On the chat, you'll get a response from any of our admins. I'll take 3 more questions on this call, and that will be all. Clara, done for Clara. Please ask your question.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Please, with regards to the 360 scan, I don't know if I didn't read it well, but in one of the chats where the link was attached, I read that you can't have access to a link unless it's the exact exam time. But I heard someone ask if he could do his scan about 5 minutes to the exam time, and I think the gentleman or the facilitator answered yes. So if my exam is at 9 a.m., can I have access to the link? The link will be active. I'll open it at, let's say, 8:50 a.m. and then do everything and just wait. When it's time, I'll just start my exam.
Yeah, right, Clara.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Clara. I think that's brief. Ayobami Adebayo, please unmute and ask your question.
Okay, thank you. So I just want to ask, what if one is pressed and you need to use the restroom? Like, I know you can say, okay, maybe don't take too much water, don't do this, but some of us, we are on medication, and that is one of the side effects of the medication. So what do we do?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Obami. I'm sure you know my response already. So the truth about it is just for us to maintain the integrity of our examination. For you as a person, as Mrs. Ayobami, you have your integrity. But for others, you don't know what they want to do. But so what I would just advise is this: if you are taking your medication, probably take it 3-4 hours before the examination. So if there's any need for you to go to the bathroom, you would have done it that ahead of writing the examination. Because the truth about the examination is this: when you're under examination condition, the issue of going to the bathroom certainly should really occur to your brain. Your own is, oh, let me quickly tackle this question and get away with it. But our rule for now does not allow candidates to leave the front of their screen to the bathroom. Thank you.
So we'll be answering 2 more questions, and that will be all. I guess that's fine.
I would like you to include Mr. Ruleba in the last set of people you want to
Yes,
call.
yes, of course. Yes, yes. Okay, so we've dropped the Telegram link on the chat. Please, if you haven't joined, please do well to join. Some of these questions have been answered repeatedly on the group. Please do well to join. Oluchi, please unmute and ask your question. Oluchi.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Sorry, I kind of joined in a little bit late, and I don't know if my question has been answered, but based on the issues I've had, this is my first time of taking it online. I took when we were having centers, but I'm continuing this year. This is the first time I'm having this done now, and it's a new experience for me. But then again, I wanted to know, since you said the mock is tomorrow, Sunday, and because of experiences people have shared, I decided to go to a cyber cafe to take this exam. So I don't have issue of distorted network or anything. And this cyber cafe, they don't open tomorrow. So what do I do?
You don't have a system?
No, I don't. I don't. Basically, I have a laptop, but the keyboard is faulty. That is also one of the reasons. And my Wi-Fi MTN is issued. So I don't want any situation whereby I will have network failure. That's why I didn't even bother fixing my laptop or anything. I just
Oluchi,
yes, please.
Cyber cafe you are going, will you be the only one in the cyber cafe?
Yes, I'm the only. They've shown me. I'm even going from. I'm in the office. I'm going there now to make payments to secure, so they don't give another person my slot. I'm going to be the only. It's a small room with old systems they have packed one side. So I'm going to be the only one in the room with the table and the system. So the guy told me.
Sorry, Oluchi, I will advise that you do the practice on their system. I will advise that. Because,
okay, now the mock now is tomorrow. They don't open on Sunday.
You have to beg them, please, because that's the system you are going to use. And the truth is, a cyber cafe can manage it can manage a Windows 8 or Windows 6 to achieve what they want to do. But for us, we have a specification for our examination. So it is much more advisable that you beg them to open tomorrow, or they give you the laptop you are going to use on that day to take home. Maybe you can put a guarantee for them that you are going to return the laptop. Because
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sis.
All right, thank you.
So we'll take final questions from Mr. Folorun. Sure. Please unmute and ask your question, and that will be all. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon or good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. My question is simple. Yeah, I was opportunity to take the last diet, that's the second diet last year, and I've already installed the bootcorning, but I tried to uninstall it. It was difficult. I only have option of deleting. So I deleted. I know that if I deleted, it will still be on my deleted item. So I had to restore it. But again, while I was trying to set it up, I saw opportunity to update while I was entering with the test link.
So just update.
I updated,
okay,
and it was working fine. So I want to ask whether it is compulsory to uninstall, or the update.
Mr. Oleba, it is fine if you are allowed you to update. That means I'll take you to the current browser, sir. That's fine, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, I guess that's about it. I've dropped the Telegram link again and again on. Okay, let me take this question from Odunwayo Olajide. It's for Shegun. He said, please, what is the resolution for incidents of being logged out before exam time runs out? Let's say you were logged out at 30 minutes and you still have questions to answer, but you are not able to log in back. Shegun.
So I think it's okay. Go ahead, Shegun.
Yeah, so if you're not able to log in back before the examination ends or before the session ends, auto submit will be triggered and the system will score you based
No,
on
his
what.
question is being logged out before exam times runs out. What is the resolution for incidents of being logged out before exam times runs out and you still have questions to answer? Then
So the
after
system,
you've been logged out, you can't log in again.
so the system will only log you out once your time is up. So if it's 90 minutes, once the 90 minutes is up, that's when it logs you out. To not log you out before that, it will not log you out at 10 minutes. It will not log you out. It's once you have completed your full time, the system will log you out at that point.
Okay, thank you. I guess that answers Olajide's question. Yes, sir.
Permit me for a rider on that too.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
The challenge most students make is this. Some of them will come in late to the examination, maybe like 9:30 or 9:20. And the session is specific, 9 to 12.
12, yes.
For morning paper. For afternoon paper is 2 to 5 p.m. So if you come in 9:20 and you are writing the examination, at the click of 12 noon, whether your system is still showing you have 30 minutes or whatever, usually the auto submission will be triggered from the back end. So it's not an examination that extends beyond the stipulated time that we have given. So please, we advise that students should be guided. Don't feel because you have 20 minutes, 30 minutes, because you came in late to the examination, system will extend the time for you. No. It's a general examination. It is not being conducted for you as an individual. Everybody must come into the session from 9 to 12 for morning session, 2 to 5 p.m. for afternoon session. If you come in late to the examination, on a normal day, if it is physical examination, we will not allow you to come in after 30 minutes. But if you are on the platform, be rest assured that you find the system will count when you came in and to be extended beyond our closing date. But by the time it is closed from the back end, the system auto triggers and it closes everybody.
Yeah.
Let's be guided, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And let me also mention that whether you have a paper, 2 papers, or whatnot, exam starts by 9. If you have a 1-hour paper, you have to be on the platform by 9 a.m. and you can come in 10-15 minutes before 9, so you can do your pre-test and all of that, then wait for 9 before you start your examination. Please drop your message on the Telegram. We'll respond to you if you have any question that hasn't been attended to here now. So I think this time we can say that we've exhausted at least most of the questions that have been asked, and we can wrap up the session. So.
Okay, thank you. I would like to express our sincere appreciation on behalf of the President and Chairman of Council, Professor Pius Olarioju, and our Global Registrar, Mr. Kim Muraki, for the privilege to have this conversation and other revision sessions we had with the students. And be rest assured that whatever information or support you need, the Secretariat is available for you. You have all our contacts. Please call any of us. If somebody is not responding, please call the next person, and the worst scenario escalates to me. You guys have my contact, and we are there to give you the support. Even if it's the middle of the night, we'll be ready to attend to your. Yeah, I've been doing it. we'll be ready to attend to your issue. What we actually want, we want a seamless process for this examination. We want the best of competency in the industry, and we're actually fostering this based on the competency framework. And to all our stakeholders, Madam Nika, all our articles, our branch chairman, we want to say thank you for being part of this conversation. It's our institute, it's our examination. The integrity must be maintained, and we appreciate all what you have been doing, and we say the very best for the students as they start writing their examination from Tuesday next week. If there's any issue, once again, please get across to us. We'll be there to assist you and give you the necessary support. So once again, I wish all the very best as we proceed for the mock examination tomorrow by 4 p.m. Thank you, Damilola, too, for anchoring this session. And thank you, Ms. Daniel, Moshood, and other team members on this call. We appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.